What's good, YouTube? It's your boy DJ LiftOFF, and you don't want to miss this flight. Here's what we'll be learning today. All right, DJ, so there is the trick beat juggling technique that we will be learning today. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is go ahead and load up a track that's around the 60 to 70 BPM range. And I am giving this range only because this is a harder technique to kind of understand and to do. So if you start it really slowly, it's always best to start slow and then gradually speed up to an 80 BPM to a 90 BPM. But you definitely want to get the basics down first before you hop right into a faster BPM. So once you do get, it could be an instrumental or a song, anything that has like some type of kick at the beginning to practice this would work perfectly. Now, if you haven't seen part 1 of the Beat Juggling Made easy tutorial, I would suggest you check that out before continuing with this video. However, if you do know how to beat juggle already, I'm sure you'll be fine picking up this new trick technique. So now let's go ahead and hop into the actual breakdown of the full pattern. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. And I know that was a little bit sloppy, but that's essentially your pattern. Again, that's 4, 4, 2, 2, and these are beats. 1 beat, 1 beat, 1 beat, and then we have our baby scratch, drop, drop. And that is the full pattern right there. Now, if you aren't comfortable doing 1 beat juggles, I recommend that you practice your 1 beat juggles. And as you can see here, I'm not moving the crossfader until I'm actually dropping the track. So once you're comfortable, I'm sure you can understand the 4 beats, 4 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats, 1 beat, 1 beat, 1. So on that 3rd beat, right before we do the 4th beat is going to actually be the baby scratch. This will be the 3rd beat on my left hand right here. We're going to start with our crossfader all the way to the left right here. So this will be the 3rd beat. We're just going to let that drop just as regular. And then as soon as that drops, we're going to be pulling our platter back or using our Q button. So of course you can either pull your platter back or you can use your Q button to get you back to the beginning before you're actually dropping a track. I will say when you're doing 1 beat juggles, it's much easier to just pull your platter back rather than hitting the Q point. However, when you have a 4 beat juggle or a 2 beat juggle, it is easier to sort of just hit your Q button. For example, if I'm doing 2 beat juggles, Q button, Q button, Q button. But then when you get to the ones, you're just gonna wanna start getting used to just pulling that platter back. Okay, so let's go ahead and return to where exactly we were at. We were on 4, 4, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. Those are all beats. So we're gonna have our crossfader all the way to the left. We're gonna drop that 1. That's our 3rd beat. That's a 1. And now over here, we're gonna get ready to do our baby scratch. And all we're doing on the opposite side is a baby scratch. Let me turn that volume down. All we're doing is a baby scratch. And then we're dropping it. But as we drop it, right after we drop it, we're actually simultaneously pulling this platter back to get ready to drop this one. Now, one thing that you do want to keep in mind is as soon as you drop this 3rd beat, you're going to want to be pulling this platter back before the beginning of this sound, because you're not going to want to move your crossfader from the left to the right until this platter is behind this sound for the baby scratch. So again, let me go ahead and show you exactly what I mean. So let's just do a couple juggles. We're going to do a 1, 1, 1, and then I'll show you exactly what I mean. So we have 1, 1, 1. And so now we're right here. Before I move this crossfader over, I want to be pulling this platter back before I actually do this baby scratch. And then right as I'm ready to actually execute this baby scratch, that's when I'm going to quickly move this crossfader over and then execute the baby scratch. And then all you have is a baby scratch, and then you're dropping this platter to let this beat play. And then literally as you're doing this baby scratch and preparing to drop it, you're actually going to be pulling this platter back to get it prepared, because essentially you have, right? But the only difference is right now we're all the way to the right. So if we were to do that with our crossfader all the way to the right, we would have this. And we wouldn't actually hear this over here because our crossfader is all the way to the right. So what you're gonna have to do is, as you're doing this baby scratch, like I said, you're gonna do a baby scratch, let your platter go. Simultaneously at the same exact time, you're gonna be pulling this platter back before the beginning of this track. So as soon as you do the baby scratch and let this platter go, this is gonna have to be right in line to go ahead and move this crossfader back to this side and then drop it over there. So it's a really quick motion. So go ahead and pay attention to my hands one more time. I'm gonna do it the entire thing starting from the 4 beat. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. So if you can see that it's a really quick hand motion, and that's why I suggest using a very slow BPM to kind of get this started. And then one additional bonus thing is, after you do this trick technique, you can actually go back and forth on the crossfader as your songs will be perfectly lined up due to the trick technique. So let's go ahead and display that. So your tracks are perfectly lined up to do this, to just go back and forth. Which is a cool thing that you can do, especially if you're starting a set or if you're in the middle of a set. You can just keep doing this as long as you would like to. And if your tracks are off, of course you can just speed them up a little bit or slow them down if you need to, if they're a little bit off. All right, DJs, I hope you all enjoyed learning that beat juggling pattern. Definitely one that you can use at the beginning of a set or in the middle of a set, however you see fit. Definitely gonna take a lot of practice, so don't ever feel discouraged. Like I always say, practice makes almost perfect. So chug away at it, and chug away at it a little bit more. With that said, if you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button as well, and turn on those post notifications so you know the next time that I upload a video. Like always, if you have a suggestion for me, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. Other than that, I'll see y'all in the next video.